My beloved child, my precious chosen one, do not for a single moment believe that your presence here is a coincidence or a random stroke of luck. I have orchestrated this very second, bending the fabric of time and space to bring my whisper directly to your weary soul. You did not find this video. This video has found you because I have heard the silent, heavy sighs of your spirit, the ones you hide behind a mask of strength and a tired smile. I have seen you navigating the storms, feeling as though you are paddling against an endless tide, wondering if your prayers have merely hit a ceiling of brass. But today, I am intervening. I am stepping into the chaos of your timeline to declare a divine halt. I have intercepted your path because what is about to happen in your life requires your absolute, undivided attention. The cycle that has haunted your bloodline, the patterns of lack, betrayal, and exhaustion that felt like an unbreakable law, they reached their final boundary last night. As the sun set, so did the authority of your past over your future. Now I am asking you to breathe. Release the tension in your shoulders and the burden in your mind. I am here, I am alive, and I am speaking directly to you. For you are the one I have anointed for a glory that the world cannot yet comprehend. Before I reveal the magnitude of the restoration I am pouring into your life, I need you to understand that this is more than just a message. It is a sacred invitation into a new dimension of my favor. You are being invited into a sanctuary of peace and power that very few ever truly find. If you feel the warmth of my presence right now, if you feel that holy stirring in your spirit telling you that this is the truth you have been searching for, do not let this moment pass you by. Now, my child, I want you to make a bold declaration because agreement unlocks alignment and your words carry weight in the spirit. If this message is for you, type Amen or I am ready in the comments right now. Let that be your witness that you are stepping out of fear, out of delay, and into the season I have prepared. I have watched you struggle in the shadows, and I have seen every tear you shed in the middle of the night when you thought you were utterly alone. But I was there. I was the strength in your bones when you thought you couldn't stand, and I was the hope in your spirit when the world tried to extinguish your flame. I am telling you now, the old reflex of trauma, the habit of expecting the worst, is being burned away by my holy fire. There is a specific enemy, a spirit of hindrance that has been tapping at your windows and trying to enter your home for 10 years, trying to steal your joy and your fruit. Stay with me, for in the 7th chapter of this message, I will reveal the hidden name of that enemy and show you why they are now completely powerless to ever cross your threshold again. This is the hour of your dominion, and the silence you maintained during your suffering is about to be rewarded with a shout of victory. Watch now, for I am about to move mountains you thought were permanent. My precious child, I have seen you walking through the long shadowed corridors of your life, carrying a weight that was never intended for your shoulders alone. I have watched you carefully construct a facade of unshakable strength, acting as the anchor for your family, the healer for your friends, and the silent pillar of support for everyone who crosses your path. You have become the person that everyone runs to when their world is falling apart, the one who listens to every cry and mends every broken heart. But I have seen the secret hollow ache that resides within you. I know the profound exhaustion that sets in when the sun goes down and you finally take off the mask. I have heard the silent screams of your soul in the middle of the night, asking when it will be your turn to be carried, when it will be your turn to be understood, and when you can finally stop being the strong one. You have spent years protecting others from the very storms that were drowning you, and I am here now to acknowledge every ounce of that hidden labor. I have seen you pouring from an empty cup, giving of your time, your energy, and your peace, until there was nothing left for yourself. This is the old armor you have been wearing, a suit of iron forged in the fires of your past traumas designed to keep the world out so that you would never be hurt again. But my beloved, that very armor is now crushing the life out of you. And I have come to help you lay it down. I have seen the specific toll this has taken on your mind and your body. I was there in those moments of quiet desperation when you looked at your bank account and felt a cold shiver of fear, wondering how you would survive another week of rising costs and mounting debts. I saw you meticulously calculating every penny, sacrificing your own needs to ensure that those you love did not go without, all while the people around you remained blissfully unaware of the sacrifices you were making. I have seen you endure the drain of toxic relationships, where you were the only one giving, the only one forgiving, and the only one trying to bridge the gap of misunderstanding. I watched as people took your kindness for weakness and your silence for agreement, piling their burdens onto your back without ever asking if you could handle the load. I know the sting of being misunderstood by the very people you have bled for, and I know the bitterness of being blamed for things that were never your fault. You have carried the financial stress, the emotional betrayal, and the physical weariness like a cross you felt obligated to bear, believing that your worth was tied to how much you could endure for others. But I am here to tell you that your value is not found in your utility to others. Your value is found in the fact that you are mine. You are not a pack animal meant for the burdens of the world. You are a royal child of the Most High, and I am calling you out of the cycle of self-sacrifice that has left you depleted. If this is speaking directly to your life like this video, and subscribe not as pressure, but so you can stay with this word and continue the journey without missing what comes next. There is a weariness in your bones that sleep cannot touch, a soul-deep fatigue that comes from years of hypervigilance. I know that you have been living in a state of high alert, waiting for the next crisis to hit, the next bill to arrive, or the next person to let you down. This constant state of readiness has become your normal, but I am telling you today that I am shifting your reality. I am removing the heavy rusted plates of that old armor, the armor of I can do it myself, the armor of I don't need help, and the armor of I must be perfect. I have seen the tears you wiped away in the car before walking into your house so that no one would see you were struggling. I have seen the way you have swallowed your own words and suppressed your own dreams to keep the peace in environments that did not deserve your presence. This season of being the world's emotional dumping ground is coming to a definitive end. I am teaching you that it is safe to be vulnerable with me, for I am the only one who can truly sustain the weight of your spirit. You have tried to be God for everyone else, trying to solve every problem and fix every person. But today, I am asking you to resign from that position. Let me be the Savior, and you simply be my child. The doors of prosperity and peace that were blocked by the sheer weight of your exhaustion are now being unlocked because I am restoring the years that the locusts of people-pleasing have eaten away. My beloved, I have been watching the secret battles within your mind, the ones where the old you and the new you collide in the silence of your own heart. I witnessed the very moment when something profound shifted inside your spirit, the moment when the old reflex began to die. For so long, your life was defined by a hair-trigger response to pain. When you were attacked, you felt the urgent, burning need to defend your honor. When you were lied to, you felt the heavy weight of having to prove the truth. When you were ignored or undervalued, you spent your precious energy trying to show them your worth. You lived in a state of spiritual fight or flight, reacting to every stone thrown your way, every whisper behind your back, and every injustice that crossed your threshold. But recently, I have seen a new kind of strength emerging from the ashes of that exhaustion. I saw that moment when the familiar provocation came, the same old insult, the same old financial setback, the same old betrayal, and instead of the explosion, there was a stillness. Instead of the frantic explanation, there was a deep, holy breath. Instead of the retaliatory word, there was a choice to remain silent. This, my child, is the most significant turning point of your destiny. This silence you have discovered is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate evidence of your dominion. You are learning that you no longer have to attend every argument to which you are invited. You are realizing that your peace is a currency too valuable to be spent on people who do not treasure your soul. The old reflex was a product of the wounds you carried, a survival mechanism born from the times you were unprotected and alone. But I am telling you now, you are not your wounds anymore. You are not the scars that were carved into your heart by those who failed to love you. By choosing not to react, you have effectively told the darkness that it no longer has a hook in you. You have refused to become the very pain that others tried to project onto you. When they threw fire, you became water. When they threw chaos, you became a sanctuary. This is the death of the victim and the birth of the victor. And I see what is happening in your core. I see the chains of reaction loosening. I see your heart staying soft even as your spirit grows stronger. I see you releasing the need to control the narrative of what people think of you. You are finally understanding that as long as I know the truth, the lies of the world have no power to diminish your light. You have crossed a bridge that many will never even find, and you have left the old cycle behind: trauma-bonding emotional chaos and the exhausting need to prove yourself to those who were never assigned to understand you. Take a deep breath and feel the lightness that comes when you stop carrying the opinions of others as if they were your own. You are being built into something magnificent, something that can withstand the greatest pressures without cracking. This death of your old reflex is the prerequisite for the weight of the blessing I am about to place upon you. I cannot give a kingdom to someone who is still a slave to their own emotions. By mastering your spirit, you have proven to me that you are ready to master your future. You have passed the test of the furnace, and you are coming out not smelling like smoke, but shining like gold. Every time you chose peace over a petty victory, I was recording it in the book of your inheritance. Every time you walked away, instead of striking back, I was opening a new door of prosperity that no man can shut. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be, and the world is about to stand in awe of the peace that radiates from your presence. My child, I have seen the shadows of loneliness that have stretched across your path in this recent season. I have watched as your phone grew quiet, as the invitations stopped coming, and as people you once called forever friends began to drift away like smoke in the wind. I have seen you sitting at tables where you felt more invisible than if you were home alone. And I have felt the sting of betrayal when those you supported in their darkest hours were nowhere to be found, when your own world grew dim. You have asked me why the room is getting smaller, why the circle is tightening, and why it feels as though a wall has been built between you and the life you used to know. But I want you to look closely at these empty seats. I am the one who cleared the table. I am the one who whispered to the hearts of those who could no longer walk where you are going. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. You are not being abandoned. You are being isolated for a sacred purpose. For I cannot pour the wine of my new revelation into skins that are still tied to the old ways of thinking. The silence around you is not a void. It is a laboratory of the soul where I am refining you into a vessel of pure gold. I have heard the whispers of your heart asking, "What is wrong with me?" And I am here to tell you that everything is right. You are experiencing the loneliness of the chosen one. It is a specific hollow ache that comes when your frequency no longer matches the environment you were born into. As you began to heal, as you began to break the cycles of your ancestors, you became a mirror that reflected the unhealed parts of everyone around you. Some could not stand the reflection, so they turned away. Others could not handle the light I am growing within you, for it exposed their own shadows. Do not mourn the loss of those who were only meant to be a chapter in your book, not the whole story. I am purifying your inner circle, because the blessings I am about to release are so heavy, so majestic, and so pure that they require companions of a different caliber. I am removing the distractors, the detractors, and the parasites who only know how to take but never how to sow. This isolation is my divine protection, a hedge of thorns I have placed around you while I work on your character in the secret place. You are being hidden so that you can be revealed in due time with a power that cannot be denied. I know it hurts when even family members seem to turn a cold shoulder or treat you like a stranger because you no longer fit into the mold of their expectations. But I am your father, and I am building a new family for you, a tribe of the spirit people who will see your soul and not just your surface. Right now, stop for a moment. Place your hand over your heart and feel its steady, rhythmic beat. Close your eyes and listen to that sound. That is not just a muscle pumping blood. That is the sound of a new life being born within you. That is the drumbeat of a new destiny. With every pulse, I am washing away the residue of the past and pumping the courage of heaven into your veins. You are not falling apart, my precious child. You are falling into place. You are being aligned with my perfect will. The loneliness you feel is merely the silence of the construction site where I am building the temple of your future. You are the architect of a new lineage, and the blueprint requires a foundation that is not cluttered by the opinions of the fearful. Stay with me. Do not interpret this quiet as rejection, interpret it as preparation. What I am building around you will match what I am building within you, and the right people will recognize the light without asking you to dim it. My beloved child, I want to open your eyes to the invisible architecture that has governed much of your struggle until this moment. Have you ever looked at your life and noticed a haunting familiarity in the obstacles you face? Have you seen the same shadows of poverty, the same ghosts of abandonment, or the same chains of addiction that bound your father or your mother, now trying to wrap themselves around your own ankles? This is not a coincidence, nor is it merely bad luck. What you have been fighting is the anatomy of a generational curse, a spiritual rhythm that has pulsed through your bloodline for decades. I have watched your ancestors struggle under these same heavy clouds, passing down the weight of their unhealed wounds to the next generation because they did not have the tools or the strength to break the cycle. They lived in a container of limitation, and they unknowingly poured that same limitation into you. But I have called you by name for a different purpose. I have looked down through the corridors of time and selected you to be the one who says, "It ends with me." If this is your declaration comment, "It ends with me" right now, and like this video as a simple mark of agreement with the healing I am starting in your bloodline. Understand this, my precious one. A curse is simply a cycle of negative energy that keeps repeating because no one has dared to stand in its path with the light of my truth. You have inherited more than just the color of your eyes or the shape of your hands. You have inherited the spiritual DNA of those who came before you. I saw your grandmother's silent tears of loneliness, and I saw how that same loneliness tried to settle in your heart. I saw your father's frantic worry about lack, and I saw how that same spirit of never enough has tried to dictate your financial reality. You were born into a pre-written story of struggle, where the enemy used the mistakes of the past to create a blueprint for your future. But listen to my voice. The blood that flows through your veins is no longer just the blood of your earthly lineage. From the moment you turned your heart toward me, you were grafted into a royal family. You are a circuit breaker. Just as a fuse blows to protect a house from a surge of power, you were designed to blow the fuse on the darkness of your family tree so that the surge of my glory can finally flow through. The enemy of your soul knows exactly where your family is vulnerable. He has watched the patterns for generations, waiting for the moment when you would succumb to the same bitterness or the same fear that trapped those before you. He expects you to react the same way they did, to give up when things get hard, to hide when you are hurt, and to settle for the crumbs of life. But he did not count on the fire I have placed in your spirit. You are the anomaly. You are the one who decided to heal when it was easier to remain broken. You are the one who chose to forgive when you had every right to be angry. By doing the inner work, by emptying out the negative thoughts and the shame that were never yours to carry, you are literally dismantling the strongholds that have held your name captive for 100 years. You are not just fighting for your own peace. You are fighting for the peace of the children and grandchildren you have not yet seen. Every time you resist the urge to fall back into an old habit of worry or resentment, a link in that ancestral chain snaps. I want you to realize that you are not being punished for the sins of your fathers. You are being trained to be their redeemer. I have given you the authority to rewrite the script of your lineage. Imagine your life as a container that has been filled with the murky water of past traumas and inherited fears. For years you have tried to add my joy and my peace on top of that water, but the container was already full. Today I am tipping the container over. I am emptying out the guilt, the shame, and the false beliefs that you are not enough or do not deserve wealth. I am making room for the confidence and creativity that were woven into your spirit before the foundations of the world. You are the first in your line to walk in true spiritual and financial freedom. The clouds are parting, and the sun of my righteousness is rising with healing in its wings. The anatomy of the curse is being replaced by the architecture of a blessing that will last for 1,000 generations. You are the bridge to a new world. My beloved child, have you noticed that just as you made the firmest decision to change, the shadows seem to grow longer? Have you wondered why, after you finally found the courage to break the cycle and embrace my peace? A sudden storm appeared on your horizon. Perhaps a past lover reached out with the same empty promises, or an old financial debt suddenly reared its head, or a person who once hurt you tried to provoke you into one last confrontation. I have seen you sitting in the quiet of your room, feeling a wave of discouragement wash over you, thinking, I thought I was past this. Why is this happening again? I am here to tell you, do not be afraid. This is not a sign of failure. This is the enemy's final knock. The darkness is not attacking you because you are weak. It is attacking you because it has felt the ground shake beneath your feet. It knows that its lease on your life has expired, and it is desperately checking to see if there is still a key hidden under the mat of your heart. I have watched the enemy prowling around the perimeter of your new life, looking for a way back in. He is using the same old triggers, the same old names, and the same old fears because he is limited and unoriginal. He is knocking on the door of the person you used to be, hoping that the old you will answer. He is testing your trauma reflex to see if you will still flinch, still scream, or still fall into the pit of despair when he whispers his lies. But I have seen something that has left the gates of hell in total confusion. I saw you stand behind that door and remain perfectly still. I saw you hear the knock and choose not to answer. This is the moment where your victory is sealed. When you do not respond to the provocation, the enemy loses his power over you. Your silence is a declaration that the person he is looking for no longer lives here. You have moved to a higher place in me, where fear and bitterness can no longer reach you. The enemy's final knock is often the loudest because it is the most desperate. It is the last-ditch effort to pull you back into the labyrinth of the past before you step fully into the sunlight of your destiny. I have seen you face these recent difficulties with a quiet dignity that moved my heart. You didn't complain, you didn't lash out, and you didn't beg for mercy from those who sought to destroy you. You simply looked to me. That is why I am making you fireproof. I did not always deliver you from the fire, because I wanted to show you that the fire has no power to consume a child of the living God. You are walking through the flames right now. But if you look closely, you will see a fourth man walking beside you. I am with you in the heat of the battle, shielding your mind and strengthening your heart. This pressure you are feeling is not meant to break you. It is meant to compress the coal of your experiences into the diamond of your character. Do not mistake my silence for absence during this final test. My silence is a test of what you have learned in the secret place. I am watching you apply the wisdom I have whispered into your soul. I am seeing you choose radical gratitude when the world expects you to choose resentment. I am seeing you choose peace when the chaos is screaming for your attention. This final knock is the enemy's admission of defeat. He is knocking because he can no longer enter at will. He is on the outside looking in, and he is terrified of the glory that is about to be revealed through you. Hold your position, my chosen one. Do not open the door to the ghosts of your past. The storm is about to run out of rain, and the knocking is about to cease forever. You are standing on the threshold of a level of dominion you have never known, and the very things that tried to stop you are about to become the stepping stones to your highest calling. My child, I want to teach you a secret that the kings and queens of my kingdom have used since the dawn of time: the sacred power of silence. In a world that screams for attention, where everyone is rushing to prove their point, to defend their ego, and to shout over the noise of their neighbors, I am calling you into the majesty of stillness. You have often felt that if you did not speak up, the lie would win. You felt that if you did not explain your side of the story, your reputation would be ruined forever. You felt that you had to be the lawyer for your own soul, constantly presenting evidence of your goodness to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. But I'm here to tell you that silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of authority. When you are silent, you are not being passive. You are moving into a position of spiritual dominion. In that quiet, you make room for my spirit to lead, and you learn to trust my hand more than your own words. I want you to remember the moment when my people stood before the crashing waves of the Red Sea, with the chariots of their enemies thundering behind them, and the mountains closing in on either side. They were terrified, they were screaming, and they were looking for someone to blame. But the word I gave was simple and profound. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. I did not ask them to build a bridge or to find a weapon. I asked them to master their fear through stillness. I am saying the same to you today. I am your defender. I am the great advocate who sees every hidden motive and every whispered plot. When you choose to be still, you are signaling to the spirit realm that you trust my hand more than your own tongue. You are declaring that I am for you, and if I am for you, it does not matter who or what is against you. Your silence is an act of faith, a holy surrender that forces the enemy to retreat in confusion. For he cannot weaponize a word you never spoke. There is a specific kind of dominion that comes when you stop trying to manage how the world perceives you. For years, you have been exhausted by the weight of image management, trying to make sure everyone saw your heart. But I see your heart, and that is enough. In the silence, I am working behind the scenes to vindicate you in ways you could never achieve through an argument. I am moving the hearts of kings, I am changing the minds of supervisors, and I am exposing the truth to those who need to see it. You do not need to fight for a seat at the table when I am the one who owns the house. Silence allows you to hear my whispers, the strategic instructions, the creative ideas, and the gentle warnings that are drowned out by the noise of your own defense. It is in the quietness that you receive the blueprints for your prosperity. It is in the stillness that your strength is renewed like the eagle's. You are learning to walk with the quiet confidence of royalty, knowing that my favor is your shield and my truth is your fortress. I have seen the times you wanted to scream at the injustice of your situation, the times the words were right at the tip of your tongue, ready to cut down those who had cut you. But you swallowed them. You took that pain and you brought it to me instead. I want you to know that those moments were your greatest victories. Every time you chose not to clap back, every time you refused to stoop to the level of your accusers, you were climbing higher on the mountain of your destiny. You were proving that you can handle the weight of the blessing I am about to bestow upon you. Real power is not found in the roar. It is found in the calm after the storm has tried its best and failed to move you. You are becoming a rock, a steady and immovable force in the lives of those around you. This dominion of silence is your new garment. Wear it with honor, for it is the signature of a soul that has found its rest in me. The world will wonder at your peace, and the enemy will tremble at your quiet, for they both know that a silent warrior is a warrior whose God is fighting the battle. My child, there is a mark upon your life that the world cannot see, but the spiritual realm recognizes with trembling. For years you have felt like a blank page, or worse, a page covered in the messy scribbles of other people's expectations and the ink blots of your own failures. You wondered if your story would ever make sense, or if the narrative would always be one of almost and not quite. But I am the great author, and today I am placing my signature upon the parchment of your soul. This is not a mark of shame or a brand of your past mistakes. It is the seal of my ownership and the guarantee of your victory. Just as an artist signs their masterpiece only when it has reached a level of excellence, I am signing your life because you have passed through the refining fire. You have been shaped by the pressure, molded by the waiting, and now you bear the unmistakable imprint of the Creator. From this moment forward, you do not walk alone. Every door you knock on will hear the resonance of my name. Every path you tread will be paved with the authority I have granted you. You are no longer just a person trying to survive. You are a living testament to my grace, a walking billboard of my power. Do you feel it? In this very moment, can you feel the divine power surging through your veins, warming your heart and clearing the fog from your mind? This is not a mere emotion. It is the activation of the seal I have placed upon you. It is the resonance of your spirit recognizing its true Father. When you carry my signature, the laws of the natural world begin to bend in your favor. I am placing a divine Midas touch upon your hands. Where there was once barrenness in your finances, there will now be a supernatural multiplication because the signature of the provider is on your bank account. Where there was once confusion in your relationships, there will now be a divine order because the signature of the Prince of Peace is on your heart. You will find that projects that used to take years will now take months. Conversations that used to end in conflict will now end in favor. Why? Because you are no longer operating under your own name or your own strength. You are operating under the authority of the one who spoke the stars into existence. People will look at you and see a difference. They cannot quite explain a glow in your eyes, a steadiness in your step, a wisdom in your words. They are seeing my signature. You are the clay, and I am the potter, and I have finished the shaping process for this season. You are now being glazed in my favor and fired in the kiln of my purpose, ready to be displayed as a vessel of honor. Never again will you have to beg for what I have already commanded to be yours. The signature of God is an all-access pass to the storehouses of heaven. It is the mark of protection that tells the enemy, touch not my anointed. When the storms of life look at you, they will see my seal, and they will have to pass over. When the spirit of lack tries to knock on your door, it will see the signature of the King, and it will flee. You are moving from a season of trying to a season of being. Be still and know that you are signed, sealed, and delivered into a destiny of greatness. The old signatures, the signature of your family's poverty, The signature of your ex's rejection, the signature of your own self-doubt, have been erased by the blood of the Lamb. There is only one name that matters now, and it is written in bold across your life. You are mine, and in you I am well pleased. Every action you take from this day forward will carry the weight of this divine endorsement. Walk boldly, for the King has signed your decree of freedom. My precious child, listen closely, for the rhythm of the universe is shifting beneath your feet even as I speak. You have been waiting for the grand finale, the thunderous roar of change. But I want you to pay attention to the subtle whispers of the next 72 hours. The wheels of heaven have been set in motion, and the gears of your destiny are locking into place. This is not a distant promise for a far-off year. It is a spiritual activation that begins the moment you finish this message. Within the next 3 days, I am going to send you small, unmistakable signals that I am working in the background of your life. Do not look for the spectacular yet. Look for the supernatural in the ordinary. You will receive a message perhaps from someone you haven't spoken to in months, or a phone call that seems random, but carries a seed of opportunity. It might be a small financial blessing, not yet the full harvest, but a token of favor to show you that the drought is over. These are my breadcrumbs leading you out of the wilderness and into the land of plenty. I am doing this to settle your heart, to prove to your fluttering mind that I have not forgotten the cries you whispered in the dark. In these coming 72 hours, a peculiar peace will descend upon your household. You will wake up and realize that the heavy fog of anxiety that usually greets you at dawn has lifted. You will find yourself breathing deeper, smiling without effort, and looking at your challenges with a strange, holy detachment. This is the first sign, the restoration of your internal sanctuary. While the world continues its frantic pace, you will feel as though you are walking in a bubble of divine protection. Watch for the number of grace, or a recurring symbol that reminds you of a promise I made to you years ago. I am aligning your vibrations with the frequency of my abundance. This is a window of time where I am clearing the spiritual debris from your path. Pay attention to your dreams tonight and the thoughts that come to you in the shower or while you are driving. I am dropping divine downloads into your spirit ideas for your business solutions for your family, and the courage to say no to things that no longer serve your growth. This is the preparation for the overflow. I see you nodding, your heart beginning to beat with the rhythm of this truth. You can feel the atmosphere changing in the room where you are sitting right now. The atmosphere of waiting is being replaced by the atmosphere of becoming. During this 72-hour window, I am also dealing with the noise that has been distracting you. I am quieting the voices of your critics and silencing the inner critic that tells you that you are not worthy of this sudden shift. You will notice that people who usually bring drama into your life are suddenly quiet or busy elsewhere. I am creating a sacred silence around you so that you can hear the sound of the new doors creaking open. This is a delicate time, my child. Guard your words during these 3 days. Speak only of life, speak only of gratitude, and speak only of the victory that is already yours. Do not dig up the seeds of this prophecy with words of doubt. You are in the birthing room of your new season, and I am the midwife of your destiny. Everything you have been believing for is already on the way. The alignment is complete. Now watch as I turn the not yet into right now. My child, I have seen you counting every penny with a heavy heart and a furrowed brow. I have seen the fear that grips your chest when you open those bills, and the way you have had to say no to your dreams and the needs of your loved ones, because the wells seem to be running dry. You have lived in a state of survival mode for far too long, where your mind is constantly calculating, worrying, and fearing the shadow of lack. I have heard your prayers in the quiet of the night, asking when the struggle will finally end and when you will finally be able to breathe. But I am the Lord of the harvest, and I am telling you today that the drought in your finances is being broken at its very root. I am not just giving you enough to get by. I am opening the storehouses of heaven over your life. This is not about a temporary fix or a small handout. This is a total reconstruction of your financial foundation. For years, you have sowed in tears, working harder than most, but seeing less fruit than many. I have seen your faithfulness, even when you had nothing but a few crumbs. And because you were faithful with the little, I am now preparing you to be the steward of much. I am moving now to open windows you didn't even know existed. I am bringing back what was stolen from you, the years of missed opportunities, the money lost to bad investments, and the wages held back by unfair hands. I am speaking to the north, southeast, and west to release the resources that have been blocked by the enemy for a decade. You will see unexpected refunds, sudden favors, and creative ideas for wealth that will wake you up in the middle of the night with a holy excitement. I am the God who makes a way where there is no way, and I am the God who can cause a river to flow in the middle of your desert. My word says that I will open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so great that you will not have room enough to store it. This is not just for you to live comfortably, but so that you can be a conduit of blessing to a world in need. I am turning you from a borrower into a lender. The cycle of debt and never enough that has plagued your family line for generations is being shattered by my hand today. You will no longer live under the heavy shadow of lack, for you are stepping into the sunshine of my more than enough. But understand, my precious one, that a heavy blessing requires strong shoulders and a steady heart. I have allowed you to go through the season of lack, to test your character, and to prune the seeds of greed or fear, so that when the abundance comes, it will not destroy you. You have passed the test of the wilderness. You have shown me that you can remain generous even when you are in need, and you have kept your integrity when others would have compromised for a quick gain. Now that your character matches the level of the blessing I have prepared, the doors must open. This restoration is not a reward for your hard work alone, but a result of your alignment with my perfect timing. I am giving you the divine wisdom to manage this overflow so that it becomes a lasting legacy for your children's children. You are not just receiving money. You are receiving the power to create wealth and the peace to enjoy it without the sting of sorrow. The spirit of poverty is fleeing your house right now, and the spirit of prosperity is taking up permanent residence. Do not fear the magnitude of what I am about to do. Simply trust that the one who feeds the birds of the air is more than capable of taking care of his most beloved child. If you can feel the windows of heaven opening over your life right now, and if you are ready to receive the sudden provision I am pouring out, do not remain silent. This is a sacred moment of divine agreement. Subscribe to this channel now, not as a ritual, but so you stay connected to this word and what I will continue to build in you. And now I want you to claim this promise with your own words. Type, "Thank you, God," or "I receive restoration" in the comments below. Let it be your agreement in the spirit. As you type, feel the chains of financial lack breaking off your wrists once and for all. You are being set free from the rat race and being invited into the royal pace of my kingdom. The wealth that has been hidden is being revealed to you, and today I am beginning the transfer into your hands. My precious one, I have seen the scars that no one else sees, the ones carved deep into your heart by those who were supposed to love you the most. I have watched you give your absolute loyalty to people who offered you only convenience in return. I saw you stand by them in their darkest hours, providing a shoulder and a sanctuary, only to be abandoned when your own sky turned gray and your strength began to fail. I know the sting of being lied about by those you once defended with your very life, and the cold, hollow ache of being treated like a secondary option by those you made a primary priority. You have spent so much of your life trying to earn a love that should have been given freely, trying to fix people who were stubbornly committed to their own brokenness and taking the heavy blame for storms you didn't create. I have seen the nights you spent staring at the ceiling in the deafening silence, replaying conversations in your head, and wondering what you did wrong to deserve such cruelty. Today, I am touching those wounds with my sovereign healing hand. I am pouring the golden oil of my comfort into every crack of your soul. You are no longer defined by the rejection of people who were never meant to stay in your story. I am mending the pieces of your shattered heart, and I am showing you that your worth is not a subject for debate. It is a divine decree. There has been a divine pruning in your garden lately. My child, and I know it has felt like a series of painful amputations. You wondered why certain friends suddenly became distant without explanation, why your family dynamics shifted so abruptly, or why a relationship you thought was your entire future suddenly crumbled into dust before your eyes. I want you to listen to my whisper. Do not mourn what I removed to save you. I saw the sharp knives hidden behind the beautiful smiles you trusted. I heard the whispered conversations they had about you when you weren't in the room to defend yourself. I moved them out of your life because you are entering a season of high-level glory and unprecedented favor. And those people simply did not have the spiritual capacity to handle where I am taking you. They were anchors holding you to an old wounded version of yourself, and I had to cut the rope so you could finally soar into the heights I have prepared. The toxic voices that once occupied the most space in your mind are being silenced by my command. I am creating a sacred vacancy around you so that I can fill those empty spaces with people of honor, people of integrity, and people who will nourish your spirit rather than drain your light. The days of you being a bridge for others to walk on while you sink into the depths are over forever. Behold, I am doing a completely new thing in the landscape of your relationships. I am bringing forth a tribe of the Spirit, a company of healers, destiny helpers, and kindred souls who will see the King and Queen within you before you even speak a word. You will no longer have to exhaust yourself explaining your value or proving your worth to these people. They will recognize my light in you from a great distance. I am bringing back those who truly love you, the ones who were separated from you by misunderstanding, pride, or distance, but whose hearts have always been aligned with your true frequency. These reconnections will be marked by a supernatural ease, a deep, healing respect, and a vulnerability you haven't felt in years. And for those of you who have walked the long, lonely path of a broken heart, seeking a partner who truly understands the depth and complexity of your soul, listen to my promise. I am preparing a love for you that is not a constant battle. I am bringing someone into your life who will be a sanctuary, not another storm to survive. They will love you with a kindness that feels like home. And together, you will build a legacy that reflects my beauty to the world. This is the restoration of your social and romantic life. You are moving from a season of painful isolation into a season of intimate, holy connection. I am also restoring the relationships within your family that were fractured by the generational curses we have already dismantled together. Where there was a wall of silence, there will be meaningful heart-to-heart conversation. Where there was a bitter root of resentment, there will be the soft, cleansing rain of forgiveness. You are the pioneer of peace in your bloodline, and as you walk in your new identity, the very atmosphere of your home is being transformed. Your children and those who look up to you will see a model of healthy, vibrant love that you never had the privilege of witnessing. You are breaking the cycle of emotional neglect and replacing it with a legacy of presence, affection, and safety. I am giving you a renewed spirit of discernment to know exactly who to let into your inner court, and the supernatural strength to set healthy boundaries with those who only belong in the outer gates. You are being surrounded by a wall of fire and a canopy of grace. Your relationships will no longer be a source of constant drainage, but a source of mutual strength and joy. Walk in this truth, for the God of love has spoken over your life, and my word will not return void. The healing has begun. My child, the storm that has raged in your family tree for generations is finally running out of rain. You have stood at the center of the cyclone, taking the hits that were meant for those who will come after you. By choosing to heal, by choosing to remain silent, when the old reflex screamed for chaos, you have acted as a spiritual lightning rod. You absorbed the shock so that your children and your children's children will never have to know the vibration of that fear. I have seen the heavy burden you carried, the feeling that you were constantly fighting a ghost that you couldn't see but could always feel. That ghost was the collective trauma of your lineage, the unsaid words, the unhealed betrayals, and the scarcity mindset that was passed down like a cursed heirloom. But today, I am declaring a generational calm. The frequency of your household is shifting from high alert survival to a deep, resonant peace. You are not just changing your own life. You are terraforming the landscape of your entire future lineage. The soil of your family is being cleansed of the salt of bitterness and replanted with the seeds of confidence and joy. Look at the generations to come through the eyes of my spirit. I see your descendants growing up in an atmosphere where they do not have to walk on eggshells to avoid an emotional explosion. I see them pursuing their dreams with a boldness that you had to fight decades to find, because you have already cleared the path for them. They will not carry the secret shame that you once carried, nor will they look at the world through the lens of lack and suspicion. Because you chose to face your shadows, they will walk in the light as if it were their natural birthright. You have saved them from the years of therapy, the broken marriages, and the financial anxiety that nearly broke you. This is the highest form of love, to fight a spiritual war, so that your descendants can live in a permanent peace. I am placing a mantle of stability over your home. Where there was once a cycle of fight or flight, there is now a rhythm of rest and reflect. You are the pioneer who crossed the desert so that your family could inhabit the promised land. And this calm is not just for those who come after you. It is for the child that still lives inside of you. I am reaching back into your own past and speaking peace to the memories that still make you flinch. I am quieting the echoes of the voices that told you that you were a burden or that you would never amount to anything. Those voices were the sounds of the old cycle trying to defend itself. Now that the cycle is broken, those echoes are fading into nothingness. You can finally rest, my precious one. You no longer have to be the guard at the gate 24 hours a day. I have taken over the watch. Your home is becoming a sanctuary, a place where my presence is felt in the very air you breathe. The generational calm means that the struggle for identity is over. You know who you are, you know whose you are, and you know exactly where you are going. Your legacy is no longer a list of things to overcome. It is a list of territories to occupy. You have moved from the breaking season to the building season, and the foundation you are laying today is eternal. My beloved child, you have moved from the position of a weary soldier to the seat of a sovereign ruler. Because you have broken the cycle and mastered the silence, I am now leading you through the 7 gates of victory, 7 specific dimensions of my favor that are opening before you like ancient doors of iron turning on golden hinges. The first is the gate of health. I am breathing my life force into your very cells, reversing the damage of years of stress and sleepless nights. I have seen how your body has carried the weight of your trauma, manifesting as chronic fatigue, mysterious pains, and a heavy fog over your mind. But today, I am your great physician. I am renewing your youth like the eagles. you will find a sudden surge of energy that you haven't felt in a decade. A clarity of thought that makes you feel as though the sun has finally come out after a long winter. This physical restoration is the foundation upon which your new kingdom will be built. Following this, I am ushering you through the gate of wisdom. This is not the wisdom of the world, but a divine discernment that allows you to see the hidden motives of men and the secret paths to success. You will suddenly know exactly what to say in every meeting, which investments to make, and when to remain still. My downloads will come to you in dreams and sudden flashes of intuition, making you 10 times wiser than your peers. As you step further into this light, the gate of wealth is swinging wide. I am aligning you with the abundance of the heavens. This is the financial gate, where the spirit of lack is permanently denied entry. I am orchestrating coincidental meetings with people of influence who will want to sow into your vision. I am opening your eyes to opportunities that have been hiding in plain sight. You will no longer struggle to make ends meet. Instead, you will find yourself managing the flow of prosperity with ease. This is followed closely by the gate of harmony. This is the restoration of your peace in the home and in your spirit. The bitterness that once characterized your family gatherings is being replaced by a sweetness that feels like a miracle. I am mending the bridges that were burned and creating an atmosphere of unity that will act as a fortress for your soul. You will be surrounded by a peace that surpasses all understanding, and your presence will become a sanctuary for others who are still lost in the storm. Now, look ahead to the gate of mission. This is where your pain is finally transformed into your purpose. For years you wondered, why me? And today, the answer is revealed. You are being positioned as a leader, a voice for the voiceless, and a breaker of chains for those still trapped in the cycles you have escaped. Your story is no longer a source of shame. It is your greatest credential. You are being given a mission that is bigger than your own life, a calling that brings a deep, resonant satisfaction to your soul every morning when you wake. Shielding all of this is the gate of protection. I am surrounding you with a wall of fire that no enemy can penetrate. I have seen the arrows that were aimed at your back, but from this day forward, they will shatter against the shield of my favor. You and your household are marked by the blood of the Lamb, and the spirit of calamity must pass over your dwelling. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment I shall condemn. You walk in a divine immunity that allows you to fulfill your destiny without fear. Finally, I lead you to the gate of longevity. This victory is not a flash in the pan. It is a permanent shift. This gate ensures that the blessings I am pouring out will last for the rest of your days and overflow into the lives of your children's children. I am granting you an endurance of spirit and a legacy of influence. You will not only reach the finish line, but you will do so with strength, honor, and a fruitfulness that does not wither with age. You are becoming a landmark of my faithfulness, a tree planted by rivers of water that brings forth its fruit in its season. These 7 gates are not just promises. They are your new reality. Every step you take through these gates is a step away from the shadows of your past and a step deeper into the brilliance of my glory. You have been chosen for such a time as this, and the gates are open. Walk through them with the confidence of a king, for I am the one who holds the keys, and I have handed them to you. My beloved child, the time has come to seal these truths, not just in your mind, but upon the very fabric of your reality, through the power of your own voice. Your words are the seeds of your destiny, and every time you speak them, they take root in the fertile soil of the spirit realm. I want you to enter a state of deep, holy stillness. Feel the air around you charged with my presence. This is the moment where you stop being a passive listener and become an active co-creator of your new life. I want you to repeat these words after me, either out loud or in the sacred sanctuary of your heart, with the absolute conviction of one who has already seen the victory. This is not a wish, it is a decree. This is not a hope, it is a spiritual fact. Speak these affirmations as if the world depends on them, for your world truly does. Repeat after me. I am the one who broke the cycle. I am no longer a slave to the trauma of my past or the patterns of my ancestors. I am a child of the living God, anointed with favor and clothed in divine authority. I am the circuit breaker of my bloodline, and through me, a new legacy of peace and prosperity begins today. I am whole, I am healed, and I am worthy of every blessing the heavens are pouring out. I am a magnet for divine opportunities, and I attract abundance effortlessly because my Father is the King of all. I am the master of my silence, and my stillness is my greatest strength. I am fireproof, I am resilient, and I am more than a conqueror through the one who loves me unconditionally. Continue to breathe in these truths. I am forgiven for every mistake, and I release the weight of shame forever. I am the architect of my new story, and I am no longer defined by who left me or who tried to break me. I am surrounded by a wall of fire, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I am moving from glory to glory, and my best days are not behind me. They are unfolding right now. I am at peace with my past, I am excited for my present, and I am confident in my future. My words are life, my heart is pure, and my spirit is free. Every chain is broken, every door is open, and every promise is being fulfilled in my perfect timing. As you speak these words, I am weaving them into the tapestry of your life. I am replacing your old worn-out thoughts with my royal thoughts. You are becoming a person of unshakable confidence because your foundation is no longer built on the shifting sands of human opinion, but on the solid rock of my eternal love. Feel the shift in your identity. The victim has been buried and the victor has risen. You are walking with a new posture, thinking with a new mind, and living with a new heart. This is your final affirmation before the manifestation becomes your daily reality. You have said it, you have believed it, and now, by my power, it is so. My beloved child, as we stand at this sacred threshold, I want you to take a moment and look back at the person you were when you first began this message. That person was carrying a suitcase full of what-ifs, a heart heavy with the echoes of generational pain, and a spirit that was weary from the constant battle of the old cycle. But look at yourself now. The fog has cleared. The chains have been shattered into 1,000 pieces that can never be reassembled. The old book of your life, the one titled The Cycle of Struggle, has been slammed shut and buried in the deepest sea of my forgetfulness. I have taken the pen of destiny and handed it to you, but I have already written the first word of the new volume on the palm of my hand, Victory. You are no longer a victim of your history. You are the architect of your future. You are no longer defined by what was done to you. You are defined by what I am doing through you. The new story has begun, and in this story, you do not just survive, you reign. I have written your name on the palm of my hand, and I have surrounded your path with angels who have been waiting for this very moment to begin the manifestation of your favor. You are stepping into a life where the grass is greener, the air is clearer, and the bread of my provision is always fresh. Every tear you have shed has been bottled and turned into the fuel for your new season of joy. I am taking you to places your ancestors only dreamed of, and I am giving you a peace that will be the envy of the world. Remember, my precious one, you are not being punished during those dark years. You were being trained. You are being prepared to handle the weight of the blessing that is now descending upon you. You are fireproof, you are chosen, and you are mine. The silence you have mastered is now the foundation of your dominion. Go forth with your head held high, for the King of Kings is walking beside you. And the story we are about to write together will be a masterpiece of grace and power. Now, my child, it is time to seal this prophecy into your life so that no thief can steal it and no shadow can dim its light. This is your final act of faith in this encounter. Seal this promise now and forever by declaring it to the heavens. Type Amen, or I receive my new chapter in the comments right now. This is the final seal, the closing of the covenant that ensures your blessing is locked into your destiny. As you type those words, feel the power of my. It is done, vibrating through your very soul. You have been faithful to listen, you have been bold to believe, and now you shall be blessed to receive. This is not the end of our conversation. It is merely the end of the beginning. You have broken the cycle, and now the universe must respond to the new authority you carry. But remember, my chosen one, this journey of breaking cycles and stepping into dominion is just the first layer of the glory I have for you. There is a spiritual weapon, a hidden key of the kingdom that you must possess to protect these blessings and ensure they multiply for generations to come. I have much more to reveal to you, and I will show you this weapon in our next meeting. To ensure you do not miss a single word of my instructions and to stay within the protection of this spiritual family, subscribe to this channel now and share this message with someone you love, someone who needs hope tonight, because I am gathering my chosen ones, one life at a time. I love you with an everlasting love, and I am already working on your tomorrow. Do not ever leave my embrace. It is done. It is finished. Your new life is here.